I'm 34 female, married to Kieran, 35 male, 11 years together, 7 married, 2 kids, 5F and 3M, plus a grumpy rescue dog who thinks he owns the couch. Until 2 weeks ago, I figured we were a normal couple stretched thin by toddlers and bills. Turns out I was the wild card. The short version: last spring I joined a local indoor climbing Discord when my gym moved its meetups online. In the chat I ran into Logan, someone I knew in high school. We never dated back then. We slowly started getting closer and closer. I told myself it was about staying active and finding something that's mine. But by July, we were sneaking afternoons at a cheap Airbnb he booked under fake worksite excuses. 3 encounters over 6 months. No remorse, no concern for our partners. Just limerence and bad judgment we were hiding behind. 9 days ago, Kieran noticed my phone blowing up during dinner. Logan had left a gif of a llama in a helmet followed by, "Miss that move you taught me." I froze, then tried to play it off as group banter. Kieran asked to see my phone. I tried really hard to wiggle out, but his grip was steel. When he saw the chats, his face went still. He asked how far it went. I didn't say much, but I didn't need to. Everything was in the chat, including the hookup sites. He walked to the spare room with my phone, his laptop, slept there, and next day by noon left my phone on the TV console. It irked me to no end that he combed through every nook and corner of my phone. It felt so violating. What messes me now is the line he keeps repeating: "I'm willing to do anything to fix us." I used to grab onto that like a life raft. Now it lands hollow. He's willing to do anything except exist in a timeline where I never cheated. He's willing to run marathons of self-help podcasts, draft joint budgets, and schedule couples therapy. But the one thing he needed, basic fidelity, wasn't something I gave him. And now he can't give me affection without flinching. I know who I am in charts. Oldest daughter, Enneagram 3 leaning 2, classroom overachiever turned project manager mom. I live on gold star dopamine. Strengths, logistics, party planning, remembering everyone's coffee orders. Flaws, external validation addict, conflict avoidant, stubborn. When Kieran and I shifted into survival mode with toddlers who never nap, affirmation at home tanked. Instead of telling him I felt invisible, I hunted quick praise. Logan said my top rope footwork looked baller, and suddenly I was checking my phone like a lab rat. Now I'm staring at 2 futures and both hurt. Stay, and I'm forever the spouse who blew up trust. Leave, and I shred a mortgage and 2 little routines that matter to tiny humans. Kieran reads every affair recovery blog he can find, but subtleties are creeping in. He batch cooks for the kids, then texts on the porch for an hour. He accepted a work trip he used to reject. He signed himself up for private counseling and suggested I do the same. No rage, just frost. I'm also carrying family baggage. My dad cheated when I was 10, and mom made the house an emotional war zone. She called him a bad person until it sounded like a brand. I swore I'd never cross that line. And here I am, the same brand, neatly proving the rule that shame alone doesn't stop behavior, it just buries it. I've already felt the whole carousel. Guilt so thick I could taste metal, a weird rush where I decluttered closets at 2 a.m. like a TV makeover host, then a drop into hopeless thoughts that scared me enough to call a hotline. My therapist, first session 3 days ago, says I bounce between overfunctioning and collapse. Sounds right. I also adopted a stray tabby I found by the grocery store because, in my head, keeping something alive cancels out points on the cosmic scoreboard. Logan is blocked everywhere. I didn't send a closure message. Anything I say helps him or hurts Kieran, so silence wins. I keep replaying a video clip that said, "Women need to feel adored and men need to feel admired." I torched both. I proved I wasn't special to Kieran, and I wrecked the qualities that made him my safe place. To any other Waywards reading, self-hatred feels righteous, but it freezes you. I'm trying to pivot from "I ruined everything, therefore I'm worthless," to "I ruined everything, therefore I have work to do." That work starts with telling the truth, deleting secret chats, and showing up for bedtime even when I'd rather hide. No big plan beyond tomorrow, but tomorrow I'll keep the phone on the table, answer questions straight, and feed the cat before she yells. If you've been here, How did you decide whether reconciliation was healthy or just comfort-seeking in disguise? Update. Some people asked for a follow-up, so here it is. I'll go chronologically. Kieran and I drew up interim boundaries on week 3. Full phone access, Life 360 location sharing, a separate bank account for each of us, plus a joint fund for kids' bills. I agreed without a fight. He remained polite, but closeness stayed locked away. He told our counselor he's observing my consistency, which might be the coldest sentence I've heard. Still no yelling, just a sense that he's monitoring a project that's likely to fail quality control. The kids feel the distance. Our daughter asked why Daddy doesn't do Saturday pancakes anymore. He told her he's trying a new exercise class. True enough, he joined a 6 a.m. boxing gym, lost 8 pounds, and bought new climbing shoes he hasn't shown me. My mental health took a dive around week 4. I swung into a grand gesture phase, signed up for a half marathon, reorganized every shelf in the garage, printed 200 photos for a gratitude wall. Then the crash hit. No appetite, doom-scrolling infidelity forums until sunrise. I called the crisis number once when the "everyone's better off without me" voice got loud. The volunteer reminded me I could choose repair over punishment. I made a safety plan and told my therapist. We added EMDR for compulsive validation habits. Kieran's willing to do anything promise quietly shrank. He skipped 2 couple sessions, said he needs that time for individual therapy. Last Friday, he asked to meet at the park near the school. He handed me a temporary separation agreement drafted from a template site. Separate bedrooms, no romantic partners introduced to the kids, 6-month review, optional mediation if either wants divorce sooner. He already signed. His eyes were calm. The warmth was gone. He said he can't force attraction and won't fake it in front of the kids. I signed because what else do you do when someone's mind is made up? I moved my clothes into plastic tubs in the basement and started looking for a 1-bedroom near my sister so the kids won't bounce all over town. We split the December bills cleanly in Excel. He keeps the dog, I keep the cat and the minivan until lease end. No lawyers yet, but we're tiptoeing there. Logan tried one more contact, a throwaway account with a 30-second clip of Earl Sweatshirt playing in the background. I deleted it, then set all my socials to private. I don't miss him. I miss the version of myself who felt interesting. That version was built on adrenaline anyway. I used to think punishment equaled growth, so I'd loop the worst memory. Me, sweating in that rented loft, checking the clock because I only had 2 hours before daycare pickup. Lately, I'm experimenting with self-respect instead. It's shakier than shame because I don't feel like I deserve kindness. But I'm learning that beating myself up won't rebuild trust or model health for my kids. Kieran may never admire me again, and I can't blame him. His refusal to reconcile isn't revenge, it's protection. My work now is accepting that boundary without twisting into martyrdom. Tonight that means finishing this update, tidying Lego off the living room floor, and sleeping in the spare room without doom scrolling. Tomorrow I call the banker about refinancing, email the therapist my homework, and take the cat to the vet. To any waywards hovering in the first weeks after discovery, don't confuse dramatic self-destruction with accountability. The hard part is quiet consistency, turning up for therapy, answering your partner's questions straight, shutting down every avenue back to the affair. If they choose to walk, respect it. If they choose to stay, respect that too, and remember they can change their mind. Your task is the same either way. Become someone who doesn't need applause to choose integrity. I'm still knee-deep in shame ivy, but I'm learning that kindness to myself isn't indulgence. It's the only soil anything new can grow in. If nothing else, the cat is purring next to me, alive and fed. That's something real I can keep alive while I figure out the rest. Edit. He served me the divorce papers yesterday. I read the first page and couldn't breathe. I've been on the verge of a total breakdown ever since. I don't know what I expected. Maybe more time? Maybe some sign he was still unsure? But looks like had been sure for some time. I haven't processed it. My brain is frozen. I can't think. I can't function. It's just so overwhelming.